Hey guys, Zero here, and I've got some interesting stuff to show you guys. I picked up a couple weeks ago at my local gaming shop. Well, not local, but I was out in Mount Prospect, and I went and picked up some stuff from Games Plus, and we stopped in and got some games, and I got some supplies that I needed. But I'll show you real quick. I've got the Army Painters toolkit, I guess, or essentials kit. It's comes with a pair of nippers, clippers, whatever you want to call them, side cutters, an X-Acto knife, which I have one already. I really like this knife, and then a bottle of plastic glue. I paid 19 and some change. And I'll get to why I actually picked that up in a second. And I also picked up this Reaper Bones graveyard fence set, because I still have a cemetery or a graveyard piece of scenery that I have to finish, and this is going to help cap that up. Also picked up some interesting dice. They actually look like little bullets, but they have a hexagonal rear end there. So you roll them, and those are the numbers there. We'll take a closer look at them in a second. And then, last but not least, a buddy of mine who has a YouTube channel called It's a Critical printed out these 3D paint pot holders, because Lord knows I spill my paint all the time. He gave me a second one with a little tower on it. I'll get to that in a second. But we'll get over to the table real quick. We'll pop this all open and take a good look at it, and I'll go over why I bought the toolkit and all that other stuff. Alright guys, sit tight. Alright guys, let's take a quick look at this stuff here. Let's do the dice first. So here are the die. I'll zoom in for you so you can see them. I thought they were cute. It's cute, but you know, interesting. So they're shaped like little bullets. And one of mine, like I said, they have little hexagonal bases that help them slow down from the rolling, but one of them is chipped. I realized this once I got home. It doesn't seem to affect it, but it kind of sucks. It like stops it a little, maybe a little too fast, you know, but there you go. That's pretty cool. They're plastic. You can hear it. Not much different from the those dice that were created not too long ago. That they're pretty much cylindrical for the most part, and they have sides, and you roll them. I don't like them personally, those types of dice, because they just roll forever, and it just makes things frustrating at the table. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I mean, these are cool, and they're bullets, so it's pretty cool. Now these two things. These two things were 3D printed by my buddy JD over at It's a Critical. Check out his channel if you're interested. He does some pretty cool D&D accessories and stuff like that for PC and things like that. So he created these for me because we were on live and I was painting, and one of these tipped over, and you know how it is when a GW pot tips over. It's got a big mouth, so it spills everywhere. So they're pretty good. The only difference between the two is this one has a rack here, and originally I wasn't sure what that was for, and he said it was to hold the pot lid open, but personally, and I'll show you guys. So you open a pot, that's how it normally sits, you know, when you're painting. Now this one, unfortunately, now it does catch that little tiny tab there on the bottle. There's a little tiny, you see it, that little thing right there? That's to catch the lid so it doesn't go all the way back. It does catch it in the ring here. Right there. So a little catch. So I don't know if that's just meant so that the bottle doesn't spin around on you like this one does, you know. I don't know. It doesn't need to be this high. But I thought he had said that it was to hold the lid open, but it doesn't actually do that very well. I'll show you now. You put this in there, it kind of forces the lid closed. See? It doesn't let the lid sit all the way open. So I'm not really liking that design. I'm going to try it. I mean, if I turn it, see? It'll stay open. So I don't know exactly what the purpose for that, if that's what that purpose was, you know, for this little tier thingy here. And I want to say he got these on Thingiverse, but don't quote me. All right, let's get these guys over to the side here. Again, thank you, Crit. Appreciate it. I could use a couple more if you're listening. I know I'm bothering, but we could use a couple more. And then let's take a look at this guy. And I'm going to use my Army Painter X-Acto and just pop that open. There's the back there. Let's get this paper off because it's shiny plastic. I'll get that off of there. So yeah, you got plastic glue, you've got an X-Acto knife, and then you've got your nippers. Now, the reason I bought this extra set of everything, because I have all this stuff, but there's an old saying, 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right? And I lost my last X-Acto. I have no idea where that thing went. It's probably somewhere in my mess, and I'll find it a year from now. But I figured to get a second X-Acto for the backup, obviously, and the nippers for a backup, just in case, because I realized I didn't have another set of nippers. Also, when we go to do our family Gundam Bear Guy build, I want to have an extra set of nippers there just, you know, for them to use while I'm, you know, telling them what's what and how to do the things that they need to do. We have an extra set of nippers that we can pass around. And it came with it. Assembly and Safety Tool Guide. Very cool, Army Painter. This is kind of cool. Let's take a look at this real quick. I'll zoom in for you guys. This is cool. Now, Army Painter did this with their paint set too. They did it with the Mega Paint set. They gave you a booklet that shows you how to use their paints, you know, which is really cool. They don't have to do this. They could just put this online, which I believe they do have it online. But the fact that they actually include it in the kit, that's really cool. There's green stuff, how to use green stuff. That's cool. And the different types of glue, because they have super glue, plastic glue, and I don't know what this is. What is it? Battlefield basing glue. Oh, so it's probably a PVA. So it's PVA glue, like Elmer's glue or something. But that's cool. And different types of brushes. And the tips that they have. I have the Psycho. I have this one here. I picked it up. I used it at a convention to paint a mini TIE fighter. And the guy was like, yeah, we'll use this for the lasers. And I was like, Jesus, that's tiny. It's called Psycho. And I was like, I'm getting one. So I ordered one right away. So here's the pack. It's like a clam pack. Real basic. There's the knife. Very, very basic X-Acto blade. And you could change these out. You can, if you got your own custom like titanium blades and stuff like that, depending, or whatever woodworking blades you have, because there's different types of bellies and cuts on these blades. You know, you can get all different kinds to do different types of work. Here's the clippers. Not too bad. They're a little sticky. They feel a little sticky. That's a pretty big curve right there. If you guys can see that angle there. Let's see. They're just like the, yeah, see, they don't spring open too well. They were meant to be kind of like the Testors ones. And now They're a little smaller. You can see that. And there's no point. There's no point on the tip. It's like a flat, you know. But it is flat on the bottom, whereas this one's kind of, the blades are angled towards each other, which leaves a little bit of stuff on the nubs. But it's there so that you leave a little bit so that you can file it down and not go too far in. But I mean, these will have to do for now. I'll just have to like loosen this screw up and grease them up a little bit, because this is really tight and that spring doesn't seem to be working very well. So not so good so far, Army Painter, but it's an extra set of nippers in case of an emergency. So yeah, and that angle's pretty much the same as the testers. I know a lot of people in the Gundam community and modeling community use God hand nippers. You know, and they talk about them a lot and whatever. But personally, I think they're way more expensive than they need to be, and they break. They actually break. So I say fuck God hands nippers. Fuck them. Testers. Like 10 bucks on Amazon. These things last forever. Ever. So far, they haven't been beat to me, and I've used God hands. And they're just overrated, personally. But whatever. That's just my opinion. But here we are. There's the Army Painter. See, it's like sticky. It's like the grease in there is like not the right grease. We'll fix that though. We're going to fix that up. And then here we have the plastic glue. Just a basic Army Painter plastic glue. Alright, alright. So, I mean, it's not a very expensive kit. So, it you know, it doesn't, it's not like it hurt the wallet to get it. I just needed something, like I said, I wanted something extra so that when we work on our Gundam kits and stuff together, you know, I can always use an extra knife or an extra, you know what I mean? These are just tools you can always use extra of. Because you never know, you know, you're doing something or whatever, or someone's over and working on something and you, damn it, how the hell did this go in? Come on now. Get it together. Nope, that's not right either. God damn it. Fuck you. That's what I say to that bastard. But you never know. You never know when you need an extra set of clippers or a knife, you know. And finally, we'll back up a little bit. Oop, that's too close. There we go. So the Bones Graveyard fence set. This, I think this was in Bones 3? Bones 3 Kickstarter? There's actually a bigger set. I didn't know this. I bought this at the Games Plus. I was like, oh, cool, I can add this to my cemetery. You know, but there's a bigger set. Like for like 90 bucks, you get the fence, you get 2 sets of fences, and you get a mausoleum, a little one, and a bunch of other little things. Like, you know, graveyard adornments. Like there's even like a construct made out of tombstones and stuff. It's pretty cool. So I gotta hand it to Reaper. I was like, that's pretty cool stuff, and I love graveyards. I'm just a big fan of above ground graveyards, and I've always wanted to incorporate them into our miniatures games and stuff like that. So here we are, you know. And I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'll put the link in the description below. But one of my buddies, the guy who sent me these, actually, JD over at It's a Critical, he does Friday night. He does like D&D After Dark on Friday nights, and I did a live stream with him, and where I painted up some scenery, and I painted a mausoleum that I had from a 3D printing company, Ender Toys. Huh. Thin plastic. Pointy. Let's dump all this. We will take a look. Get this out of the way. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 wall sections, 4 straight walls. And then we have 1, 2, 3 and a half. No, I know what that is. So we have 3 short wall sections. These little guys right here. The detail's not bad. Not, I mean, you can tell it was probably made in China, like printed in China. The plastic feels really thin. Like I'm pretty sure these are gonna snap pretty easy, and oof, that's gonna fucking hurt. If somebody puts their hands on that the wrong way. Do not do that, kids. Not safe for kids. Hashtag not safe for kids. There we go. We have a half and half section. It looks like you can connect it. There. Get you a little closer. So it looks like you can connect them, but they're separated and they're straight edge, so that this also looks like it butts up against the pillars. These little pillars here. I don't know what this is for. Some kind of tab. Oh, there's more. So I'm sure that's for something, to hold something, maybe to hold the pieces together or something. And here we have the gate, which is locked. Pretty cool. It's got some cool little skulls and stuff. Because, you know, this is how you let people know, right? Like that they're in the cemetery, all the skulls. It's not bad. I like to paint this up. It's going to be pretty cool. Do the gray stonework with the nice rusty anodized, like, you know, oxidized bars and stuff. That'll be pretty cool. Because, you know, we put a place for them the dead to rest, but we don't keep it clean. So here we have 4 pillars. They look to be, yeah, they're all the same. They're flat on top and hollow on the bottom. And I don't know why we have 4 of these little tabs. I only can assume, yeah, okay, yeah, they're the bottom. They actually go into the bottom of the pillar. Why, I don't understand why they did that, but maybe it's to fill the pillars up with some, like if you want to put sand in there to weigh them down, because they're really light. Everything's really, really light. You can knock it over easily. So there you go. Oh, I see what that is. Okay, that's not, it's supposed to go like that. It's a broken part of the wall. That's what that is. See, I know stuff. And then you do it like this. Booyah. That's kind of cool. A little broken section. A little broken part there. You see that? You like that? Pretty badass. I think it's cool. It's a cool little set. It was only, you know, it was under $20, which, you know, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take a quick look. Let me do something real quick here. I'll back this guy up. No, let's do short guys. We'll do this. Because, you know, I've got nothing else to do right now. And neither do you. So I guess you could get a second set with these little pillars, connect the walls kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, definitely needs some more pillars for that. And then we'll drop this bad boy right in the middle. And there you go. I mean, a little graveyard. And I've got hundreds of gravestones that I could just throw, you know, put in there, and that'll be that. So there you go. I wonder if you can just, yep. So you could just do this too. Put the walls up together. Pillars on the corner. Robert's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Yeah, the walls butt up against each other really nice. So there's very little, there's little play in there. You know, there's a base for the pillar, but that's pretty cool. So there you go. I guess that's the way it was intended to be set up. And then you have your mausoleum in the middle. You can put some graves around the outside, you know. Do I have any available? Let's see. I do. Ta-da! 3D printed gravestones. Oh, that guy won't stand. And I even have the 3D printed angels to go on the front there, you know, or wherever you want them to be. But there you go. That is the Reaper Bones. What is it called? Graveyard fence set. And I definitely, yeah, I think I'm going to get the bigger set to add to this so that I can put this on a 1x1 square and create a nice enclosed mausoleum. I have more cemetery stuff, so I need more of these fences. Ow. And they're cheap, so there you go. All right, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Please check out our Discord server at Tabletop Dungeoneers. I'll put the see that guy right there. I will put the link in the description below. Tell them Zero sent you if you want to come and join the server. There's a bunch of creative people on there, a bunch of DMs, new and old, with a lot of experience in between a lot of them. So come check us out, say hi, don't be shy, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.